Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we
Yeah.
really try to get you properly informed. Today, we're tackling something everyone does, but, well, it can be surprisingly stressful for a lot of people.
Hmm.
Confidently ordering food in English.
Right.
Whether you're, traveling, maybe living abroad, or honestly just curious, this deep dive is all about giving you those practical skills.
Yeah, the tools you need.
Exactly. So you can feel totally comfortable in, well, any restaurant or cafe. We're going to unpack what you need to know so you can really boost your confidence and hopefully enjoy every meal out.
That's spot on. And being able to order confidently, it's not just about getting fed, is it? It genuinely makes travel, cultural experiences just so much richer.
Totally.
It's a common challenge. We hear this a lot from English learners. So yeah, this deep dive, it's packed with actionable stuff, insights to help you get over those nerves and really connect, through sharing a meal.
Okay, let's dive right in then. Ordering food.
Yeah.
It feels like it's all about speaking, right?
Yeah.
But it actually starts before you even open your mouth.
With the menu.
With the menu, yeah. For lots of learners, just figuring out the categories on the menu can be confusing. What are some of those key terms that often trip people up? And why is knowing them so important, sort of foundational?
That's a great point, yeah. It's fascinating, actually. These words, they seem simple, right? Appetizers, starters, but they're almost like cultural signposts.
Huh. Signposts. I like that.
Yeah. Knowing appetizers isn't just about what comes first. It kind of tells you about the pace, the structure of the meal, which, can help you feel less rushed, more in control, especially somewhere new.
Okay, so appetizers, starters. What else?
Then you've got your main course, or sometimes entree. That's the main part of the meal.
Right, the big dish.
Exactly. And sides, things like fries or salad, rice that come with it, or you order extra.
Got it.
And of course, dessert, the sweet stuff at the end. And beverages or just drinks for, well, everything you drink.
So knowing those terms, it just makes you feel a bit more relaxed,
Mhm.
helps you know what to expect from the meal.
Definitely. It manages expectations, takes away some of the mystery.
That's a huge shift, thinking of them as cultural signposts, not just words.
Mhm.
But, okay, what if you're looking at a specific dish
Mm.
and the name is just completely alien? How do you handle that kind of confusion without just, pointing?
Ah, yes. That's where polite clarification is key. Instead of just blurting out, what is this? Which can sound a bit blunt.
Yeah, maybe a little abrupt.
Right. You could try something like, could you tell me more about this dish? It's softer. Or, if you're open to suggestions, what you recommend, that's always a good one.
Oh, yeah, asking for recommendations is great.
Mm-hmm. And for those really important dietary needs, things like, does this contain meat? Or does this contain nuts? Or dairy? Those phrases are essential.
Crucial sometimes.
Absolutely. And asking these questions, it doesn't just get you the information, it shows politeness, interest, makes the whole interaction smoother, more pleasant for everyone involved.
Okay, so menu demystified. Now, the next step,
Hmm.
actually ordering. This is where, for a lot of people, the real nerves kick in.
Yeah. The speaking part.
Yeah. But let's try and make it easier. What are some natural, friendly ways to place your order so you don't sound like, I don't know, a textbook?
Right. You want to sound natural, not just grammatically perfect. And it's often the small details, isn't it? They make a huge difference in your communication style.
Like what?
Well, instead of just saying, give me the salad, which is very direct.
Too direct, maybe.
Yeah, a bit. Try, could I please have the grilled chicken salad? Or another really common one, I'll go for the cheeseburger, please. That I'll go for. Sounds very
I'll
natural.
go for it.
And even more common, especially in casual places like cafes or diners, is, can I get the veggie wrap with no onions?
Can I get?
And adding please. It's such a small word, but gosh, it carries weight. It turns a demand into a polite request instantly.
That's a great point about can I get. It really does sound like something a local would say. I sometimes wonder, though, is it maybe too informal if you're in a really fancy high-end restaurant? What do you think?
That's a fair question. Look, can I get is incredibly common almost everywhere. But yes, if you're in a very formal fine dining situation, you might lean slightly towards may I have or I would like, perhaps. just to match the atmosphere.
Okay, may I have or I'd like.
But honestly, even then, your politeness, your tone, that matters more than the exact phrase. As long as you add please and sound friendly, you're usually going to be absolutely fine.
So tone over specific words, generally.
Generally, yes. Which brings us to another point, really, asking for changes. Because, well, it's totally normal to need a little tweak, isn't it? Or have specific dietary needs.
Right, so it's not considered rude to ask for a change, like no cheese on the burger. That's actually quite reassuring.
Not rude at all. In fact, it's very common and totally accepted in most English-speaking countries, provided you ask politely.
So how would you phrase those requests if you need to customize your order a bit?
Good ways are, could I have the burger without cheese? Nice and clear. Or maybe, can you make it less spicy?
Oh, that's a useful one.
Definitely. And a fantastic one, especially for salads or things with sauces, is it possible to get the dressing on the side?
Ah, dressing on the side.
Classic. Exactly. And for dietary needs, be direct but polite. Do you have anything vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free? Or, like we mentioned, does this dish contain peanuts? The key, again and again, is that friendly tone. And always adding those softening words. Please, would it be possible?
Got it. Okay, so beyond the main food,
Yeah.
drinks, often the first thing you actually order, what are some simple, confident ways to handle beverages?
Yeah, the sips. Usually pretty straightforward. You can say, could I get a large cappuccino, please? Simple. Or, I'll have an orange juice.
Nice and easy.
If you're not sure what they have, just ask clearly, do you have sparkling water? That works perfectly. Yeah. Now, what's interesting, particularly in cafes, are the follow-up questions you often get asked.
Oh, yeah. Like, for here or to go. That one always gets me if I'm not ready for it.
Exactly. That just means, are you drinking it inside the cafe or are you taking it away with you?
Right. Drink here or take away.
And also, what size? Small, medium, large.
Standard coffee shop questions.
And a little tip, just to sound even more fluent, add small words to your request. Instead of just, latte, please, maybe I'd love a latte, please, or could I also get a bottle of water? It just adds that touch of natural, effortless politeness, like native speakers often do without thinking.
I'd love a hi. I like that. Okay, so fast forward. The meal's done. Hopefully it was delicious.
Fingers crossed.
And now it's time for the grand finale.
Yeah.
Settling up, paying the bill. What are the best ways to ask for it? And any tips if you're splitting it with friends?
Right, paying. This is where, yeah, those cultural differences can sometimes pop up. In the U.S., you'd probably say, could we get the check, please?
The checks.
Whereas in the U.K., it's more common to ask for the bill. So, may I have the bill, please?
Bill in the U.K., check in the U.S.
Got it. Both are perfectly polite ways to ask, or if you're by yourself, just a simple, can I pay, please, works fine.
And splitting, if you're out with a group.
Good question. You can ask directly, can we split the bill? Or there's a very common informal phrase, let's go Dutch.
Go Dutch.
Yeah, it just means everyone pays for their own share. It's quite common. Or, slightly more formally, shall we pay separately? That works too.
Okay. And then the actual payment.
Yeah.
Card, cash.
Just state it clearly. I'd like to pay by card or by cash. If it's contactless, you can ask, can I tap? That's widely understood now.
Right, tapping.
And if you need to split the cost across different cards, something like, could you put half on this card and half on the other, is a clear way to explain it.
That's super practical, really useful phrases. But what about those, awkward moments when something goes wrong? Maybe you get the wrong dish or the food isn't quite right. How do you handle that without feeling, I don't know, confrontational?
Oh, that's such a crucial point because, yeah, things do go wrong sometimes. It happens. The absolute key is to stay calm and polite.
Okay, stay calm.
So if it's the wrong dish, you could say, I'm sorry, but I think this isn't what I ordered. See, starting with, I'm sorry, but softens it.
Right, softens the blow.
Exactly. Or, excuse me, could you please check? I asked for a veggie burger. If it's about the food quality, maybe, I'm sorry, this is cold. Could you warm it up, please?
So again, polite and clear.
Yes. Staff usually really appreciate your kindness, honestly, and they'll help you quickly, especially if you keep that friendly, polite tone. They generally want you to have a good experience, right?
That makes sense. It's really about the tone, isn't it? Not just the specific words you choose. Okay, so beyond just getting the job done, getting fed,
Mm.
how can we start to sound a bit more like a local? Add those little touches, those flourishes that make you sound really comfortable with the language.
Yeah. Moving beyond the basics. It's all about adding that nuance, that confidence to how you speak. Think about using what we sometimes call softening words.
Softening words.
Yeah. So instead of a very direct, do you have, maybe try, I was wondering you, or do you happen to have?
Oh, okay. Do you happen to have? That sounds much gentler.
It does. Even better, maybe, could I possibly get? These phrases just smooth out your request, make it sound incredibly polite.
Could I possibly?
Right. And then there are those common expressions that just sort of roll off the tongue for native speakers. If you know what kind of food you feel like eating, you can say, I'm in the mood for sushi tonight.
I'm in the mood for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
To ask what comes with a meal, a simple, what comes with that, is perfect. If you decide to stick with your original choice after considering something else, I'll stick with the salad.
I'll stick with. Okay.
To take leftover food away, could I get that to go?
Yeah.
And if you want to know if they deliver food to your home, do you do delivery?
Those little phrases, they really do make a difference, don't they? It's like they show you're not just like translating word for word in your head. You're actually thinking in English more.
Precisely. It shows a deeper comfort level.
Are there any more maybe advanced expressions or idioms that can really elevate things, make you sound, more experienced when ordering?
Absolutely. Moving beyond just politeness, these kinds of phrases can genuinely change how you feel and how others perceive your fluency. Like if you're really hungry, instead of just, I'm very hungry, you could exclaim, I'm starving.
I'm starving. Right. More dramatic.
A bit. To suggest getting a quick meal, you could say, let's grab a bite. If you want something small, not too heavy, ask if they have something light.
Grab a bite, something light. Okay.
If someone offers you something, say dessert, and you don't want it, you can politely refuse with, I'll pass, like dessert. I'll pass, thanks. It's softer than just, no.
I'll pass. That's smooth.
And similar to I'm in the mood for, another very natural way to say you feel like eating something is, I could go for. As in, oh, I could go for some pizza tonight.
I could go for. Nice.
These aren't just vocabulary. They're expressions of natural, comfortable, everyday communication.
Wow.
They really add flavor.
They do. Okay, to really bring this home, let me share a quick story from our source material. It's about someone's real first-time experience ordering.
Oh, good idea. Real stories help.
Yeah, so this person recounted visiting London for the first time, feeling quite nervous about ordering food, naturally. They walked into this little Italian restaurant, looked at the menu, and just felt completely lost. Words like bruschetta and risotto, totally unfamiliar.
I can picture that feeling.
Right, but instead of panicking or just leaving, they simply smiled at the waiter, pointed carefully at a word, and asked really politely, sorry, could you tell me what bruschetta is?
Okay, good move. Just asking.
Exactly. And the waiter, apparently incredibly kind, explained it perfectly, even recommended a fantastic dessert later. What started as this potentially awkward moment turned into a really friendly chat and ultimately a great meal.
That story, wow, it really hits on something important, doesn't it? Our obsession sometimes with getting the English perfect, it can actually be a barrier.
You think so?
I do. What that London story shows is that, genuine human connection, even just a polite smile and an imperfect question, is often way more effective than flawless grammar. It builds rapport, gets you what you need.
Yeah, you're right. It's sort of an aha moment.
It is. It frees you from that pressure of having to be perfect. Reminds you that curiosity, politeness, they often count for more than knowing every single word.
So, thinking about all this,
Right.
what does it all mean for you, the listener, the learner? Beyond these basics we've covered, what's next? How can you practice and really perfect these food ordering skills?
Well, okay, once you're aware of these phrases and approaches, it really comes down to practice, doesn't it? putting them into action.
Like how?
You could try, maybe, listening carefully to restaurant scenes in English movies or TV shows. Pay attention to what they say, how they say it. Maybe even repeat the lines out loud.
Mimicking, yeah.
Or role-playing. Grab a friend, practice together. Okay, you be the customer, I'll be the waiter. It sounds silly maybe, but it works.
No, that's a great idea. Low stakes practice.
Exactly. Another great tip. Keep a small notebook. When you learn a new food word or a useful phrase, jot it down. Maybe even list dishes you want to try ordering next time.
Building your personal phrase book.
Precisely. And if you get the chance, try to order in English, even if you're in your home country, maybe at a tourist spot or an international chain. Any practice helps. But this practice does raise another important point, those cultural nuances, especially around things like tipping or how servers interact with you.
Oh, right. That's a whole other layer, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are some of those key cultural differences we should be aware of when dining out, particularly about tipping and server interactions?
Yeah, it's really vital to have some awareness here because it varies so much. In the US, for instance, tipping around 15–20% is pretty standard for good service. It's a really significant part of the server's income there.
Okay, 15–20% in the US.
In the UK, sometimes the service charge is already included on the bill. You can always ask, is service included? If not, maybe 10–12% is more typical if you want to leave something extra.
Good to know to ask.
Then in some countries, say parts of Asia, tipping might be unusual, even considered impolite or might be refused. So it pays to know the local custom.
Right, do a little research beforehand, maybe.
Definitely. And server interactions differ too. In the US, servers often check back frequently. How's everything? Can I get you anything else? It's part of the service style.
Yeah, sometimes, quite often.
Whereas in many European countries, they might leave you more undisturbed until you actively signal them. It's not neglect, it's just a different approach to service. They wait for you to call them.
Okay, different styles. Good to remember.
And just general politeness things. If someone says, enjoy your meal, it's nice to reply, thank you, you too, or similar. And be ready for those end-of-meal questions about dessert or coffee. Servers often ask, would you like to see the dessert menu? Or, any room for dessert? Or simply, coffee or tea?
And good replies?
Simple and polite. Yes, please, can I see the menu if you're interested? Or, not today, thank you. Everything was great if you're full.
Okay, let's try and bring this all together now. Put it into action with a couple of quick real-life scenarios so you can hear how it all sounds flowing naturally.
Okay.
First, imagine walking into a coffee shop.
Okay, coffee shop.
Barista, hi. What can I get for you? You, hi there. Could I get a large caramel latte, please?
Barista. Sure, would you like that hot or iced? You. Hot, please.
Barista, anything else for you? You. Yes, could I also have a chocolate chip cookie?
Barista. Of course. Will that be for here or to go? You.
To go, please.
Barista. Okay, that'll be $5.80. You. Great, I'll pay by card, thank you.
Barista, thank you. Enjoy? See, just those little pleases and thank yous, keeping it friendly.
Makes all the difference. Okay, scenario 2. Ordering pizza by phone for delivery.
Pizza phone call, classic.
Phone rings. Pizza place. Hello, Pizza House. How can I help you? You. Hi. I'd like to order a large pepperoni pizza for delivery, please.
Pizza place, sure thing. What's the address? You. It's 12 Green Street, apartment 4B.
Pizza place. Got it. Would you like any drinks or sides with that? You. Yes. Could I get garlic bread and a bottle of cola, please?
Pizza place. Of course. Okay, your total comes to $18.50. It should be there in about 30 to 40 minutes. You? Perfect. Thank you very much.
Phone call done. Pizza ordered. What's really fascinating there is just seeing how all those little bits and pieces we talked about, the could I get, the please, stating the order clearly, how they combine to create a smooth, confident interaction. You build it piece by piece.
Yeah, it flows.
And the impact this confidence has, we hear about it from listeners. Like Sarah from Italy, she shared her story. First time ordering coffee in New York, she was so nervous she just managed to blurt out, coffee.
Just coffee. Oh, dear.
Yeah. And then the barista fired back. What size? Hot or iced? Milk, sugar. And Sarah just froze, completely blanked.
Oh, I can imagine that rapid fire questioning.
Totally. But after practicing these kinds of phrases, she told us she could walk in and say, hi, could I get a medium hot latte with oat milk, please? And her feeling afterwards, she said, it feels amazing.
That's brilliant. From freezing to amazing.
It really is. And her experience just underlines that core lesson again. It's okay if you forget a word or two. Being polite, making the effort, that often matters much more than perfect grammar. People usually appreciate your effort and kindness.
So, knowing all this,
Yeah.
what happens when those nerves do inevitably kick in? Or you just, your mind goes blank. You can't find the right words in the moment.
Mm.
Because it happens, right? It's totally normal to feel nervous.
It absolutely is normal, even for advanced speakers sometimes. And that's precisely why it's so important to remember what really matters in these situations. Like one listener shared with us, I used to panic when I forgot words, but then I realized the staff care more about kindness than grammar.
Kindness over grammar. I like that.
Exactly. So if you feel yourself getting flustered, try to prepare a little beforehand if you can. Look at the menu online, maybe. Jot down a key phrase or two. Even practice saying it aloud quietly.
Prep helps.
It does. And when you're actually there, ordering, speak slowly and clearly. Don't rush. Servers are used to customers taking their time. Speaking slowly helps you think, and it actually makes you sound more confident.
Slow and clear. Good tip.
Don't be afraid to use gestures either, or even point if you really need to. You can point at the menu and say, I'll have this, please. Or maybe, what's this called in English? Pointing politely is fine.
Pointing is okay.
It is, and if you're really stuck, just ask for help politely. Sorry, my English isn't perfect. Could you speak slowly, please? Or simply, could you repeat that, please? People are usually happy to help. Remember, everyone makes mistakes sometimes, even native speakers.
That's true.
The most important things are trying, smiling, and staying polite. Honestly, that goes such a long way.
Thank you so much. That's incredibly helpful advice. So as we wrap up this deep dive into confidently ordering feed, remember, learning English, it isn't just about memorizing vocabulary lists or grammar rules, is it?
Not at all.
It's about connecting with people, sharing moments, living real experiences. Every single time you step into a cafe or a restaurant or even just a food truck and you confidently order something, even if it's just a coffee, you're not just practicing English. You're actually building courage, building confidence, and writing your own global story.
Beautifully put.
So keep going with it, stay curious, and make sure you celebrate every small success along the way.
Absolutely. And just remember, every single meal you manage to order confidently, it's not just about satisfying your hunger. It really is about expanding your world bit by bit and proving to yourself just how capable you truly are. That journey of 1,000 meals, well, it begins with a single confident, could I please have?
Love that.
So we wish you delicious meals ahead, kind conversations, and a journey that's absolutely full of learning, bon appetit, and happy speaking.